A few days after his nationwide broadcast on what the government is doing to contain the spread of COVID-19, President Muhammadu Buhari is emphasizing the need for everyone to take precautions against the spread of the virus. A new video shows the president giving tips on how to curtail the spread of the virus.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. Individuals will remain the greatest weapon to fight the pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces in areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection preventing controls measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
Well, how's it going across the world? Italy today reported 837 more deaths from the coronavirus, bringing the total to 12,428, the highest in the world. Meanwhile, global number of cases is nearing 800,000 and the death toll is above 36,000.
The COVID-19 outbreak continues to ravage Europe, with each region's total confirmed cases approaching 400,000 and that of Italy nearing 100,000 as of Monday, and a death toll pushing past 12,000. The government announced on Monday it would extend nationwide lockdown measures until at least Easter as the number of new infections decline. Spain has been on lockdown for 3 weeks and streets remain deserted as preparations continue for a new makeshift morgue. Preparations are also underway to transfer patients and attend to up to 1,499 coronavirus patients in Madrid's conference center turned into a makeshift hospital. It recorded 849 fatalities overnight, the highest in 24 hours, although previous numbers have been lower. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says 170 million items of personal protective equipment have been received at hospitals, GP surgeries and pharmacies over the last 2 weeks, while the NHS trusts have received 2.5 million aprons, thousands of protectors, 218,000 protective masks, 1 million surgical masks and 11 million gloves. A 12-year-old is said to be the youngest victim of the coronavirus pandemic in Europe. She'd had a fever for 3 days, but her condition then worsened. Meanwhile, 3 in 4 Americans are said to be under some form of lockdown as more states tighten measures to fight the coronavirus. Maryland, Virginia, Arizona and Tennessee became the latest states to order citizens to stay home, meaning 32 of 50 states have taken such steps.
Well, we'll look at how security operatives are tightening measures in terms of enforcing the lockdown concerning COVID-19. But let's just take a break and move on to some other security matters now. The military says its troops destroyed another logistics base of Boko Haram terrorists on the fringes of Sambisa Forest in Borno State. The acting director of Defense Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard Onyoko, says the military's airstrikes were conducted following credible intelligence reports indicating the existence of some structures within the settlements used by the terrorists to store their arms and other logistics. He says the bombs and rockets recorded accurate hits, destroying the terrorist base and killing some of them. And the commander of the Nigerian Army Troops, Operation Lafiya Dole, Major General Olusegun Adeniyi, has been redeployed and replaced with Major General F. Yahaya. The redeployment is coming a few days after Major General Adeniyi appeared in a video where he was seen explaining how Boko Haram fighters attacked his troops with 15 gun trucks and fired over 100 rocket-propelled grenades at them. Now let's get a bit more perspective on preparations to enforce the lockdown here in Nigeria. I'm now being joined on the news at 10 live from Abuja by the coordinator of Defense Operations Media Center, Major General John Eneche. Thanks a lot for coming in and joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
Just how involved is the military in this lockdown directive? I mean, you previously said that you are prepared, but how involved is the military right now?
As I speak with you, like I said the other time, we are fully available to support the first line enforcement agencies, just like we had in Abuja today. If they, for any reason they have difficulty in enforcement, they can fall back to the military. But as it is, there has been no need for the military to come and support them to enforce the lockdown. So we are fully prepared. Like I said, the troops we have on ground, the garrison troops, the left out of battle troops, those who are in the barracks, they are readily available to be used for such purposes.
All right, well, for those who are considered to be essential services, the media, healthcare workers in particular, is there a distinction you're going to make with regards to this enforcement as a president directive? And I'm asking that because many journalists are facing difficulty as far as presenting their identity cards, etc. So what instructions do you have in terms of how that will be carried out so that we can all join the fight to flatten the curve?
To reinforce the instructions given by the president, the secretary to the government of the federation came out today and drew our attention, everybody's attention, to paragraph 46 of the commander-in-chief's speech on 29th of March 2020, which clearly spells out the categories of people exempted, which includes journalists, medical workers, and then security operatives on special duties. So it is very, very clear. And what happened today, I had to personally go out and then confirm from one or two sources. And when you come and you identify yourself in any of these categories, they will allow you to continue going to where you are supposed to go to perform your duty. And that is the instructions we have that is believed is being implemented by the enforcement agencies out there, both Abuja and in Lagos.
All right, just before we let you go, would you like to comment on reports we have, seeing that the commander of the Nigerian Army Troop Operation Lafiya Dole has been replaced? What information do you have on that?
Yes, the information I have is true. It's a normal and routine redeployment that was conducted. He's been posted from Operation Lafiya Dole as theater commander to Nigerian Army Resource Center as a research fellow. So it is true. It's a normal routine posting, and I will say that for somebody who has performed the feat that he has done in an operational area for about 1 year or thereabout, I think it's okay. There's nothing wrong about it. There's nothing unusual about it. It's not punitive in any way. It's a normal military routine posting.
All right, Coordinator of Defense Operations Media Center, Major General John Enenche, thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10 tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's cross over to look at a bit of business news for the day, and here's Anne Wilder.
Thank you, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has announced a suspension of electricity tariff hike expected to start on April the 1st this year to the next 3 months, which will end at June 30, 2020. According to the tariff order dated March 31st and published on its website, the Commission says this postponement is due to the global effects of the coronavirus and its impact on the average Nigerian. The regulator says the previous order on the December 2019 minor review of the multi-year tariff order 2015 and the minimum remittance order of 2020 will remain in force until June the 30th, 2020, when a new MRO will be issued. Nigeria is expected to experience massive unemployment due to the effect caused by the COVID-19 pandemic through resilience and an understanding that the country is not rich. And that's according to the CEO, Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Rewani, who believes that the steps taken at all levels to address the issue are fundamental to recovery. He was speaking on our Business Morning program today.
Globally today we are told that unemployment in the advanced economies is going to go from in the US, going to go from 3.5% to 31%. I dare say that unemployment in Nigeria is going to, go sky high. It was already 23 in Q3 2018. There's no way that unemployment is not going to go above 40 to 45% after this crisis. But then we will recover, and then we're going to bring it down gradually. And there's hope, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Tier 1 lender GT Bank on Monday held its 30th annual general meeting in Lagos just few hours before the lockdown declared by President Muhammadu Buhari. The meeting was held by proxy following approval by the regulatory authorities in a bid to safeguard investors' interest amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Other bank's chairman, Mrs. Osaretin Dumere, announced that the dividend of 2 naira 50 kobo per share will be paid to stakeholders for the 2019 financial year. The group managing director, Mr. Segun Agbaje, said some of the challenges ahead for the banking sector this year will still happen.
2020 is going to be an extremely challenging year for banks. Even without the coronavirus, it was always going to be challenging. You're in an environment where interest income is dropping. You're in an environment where non-fee-based income is dropping because of the banker's tariff. So the only thing you can do really today is to grow the volumes. You have to be careful. Transactional volumes you will try to grow. Credit growth you have to be careful so that you don't do what happened in 2008, grow the loan book and then blow the loan book. So we work on the cost side, we work on the volumes, and it was always going to be difficult. But we continue to work, and as an organization, we always commit to never doing worse than we did the prior year. So even without coronavirus, it was always going to be a very difficult year for the financial sector.
Let's head to the domestic equities market. It has remained bearish on the last trading day of March. Investors are still selling off Tier 1 bank stocks. Templa Shaju has the details for us.
Thank you so much for joining us on this segment and welcome to Stock Market Report. The equity market extended its declines by 14 basis points today, mildly, but that's just as trading was sustained remotely in a bid to keep to government's demands for lockdown in Lagos. And of course, activity levels showed more contributions from Sterling Bank PLC to a total of 1.7 million units, which was below the 30-day average in more than 3,000 deals. Now, profits taken on the banking stocks also continued as already seen on the trades chart as we saw a bit of a recovery in the insurance segment. Of course, Ikeja Hotel trails Jai's Bank in losses due to some sort of a disappointing financial statement which was released today, while GSK, which is GlaxoSmithKline, advanced the most by 10%. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Tempula Shaju.
And that's Business News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. It's back to you, Joma.